hold on, Rich. I think our special guest caller is here. Hello, is this Mr. President? Is that you?
Of course it is. We're talking. We wanted to call it, and we're getting ready for our final rally in the great state of Michigan, which they call the Mitten, not to be confused with Mittens. So we call him Mittens. It's Mitt Romney. He's a guy. I just have to say this, by the way. He is a guy. The rumors are true. He sits when he pees. You know that? They call him Sits Romney. That's what they call him, Sits. Instead of Mitt, they call him Sit Romney because he sits when he pees. And he's not the only senator, by the way, who does that. Chuck Schumer and Lindsey Graham also do that. But Chuck Schumer, I want to say this. I was just at Madison Square Garden. Everybody loved it, and it was a tremendous time. But it was the greatest show that Madison Square Garden has ever seen, a lot better than, quite frankly, Billy Joel. And he says he fell in love with an uptown girl, which we call Chuck Schumer also. So we're having a tremendous time. We're getting ready to win bigly tomorrow, and we're very excited about it.
Well, Mr. President, so glad to have you on with Rich Baris and I. I know that you're very limited time, so I want to ask you a question. I'm going to throw it over to Rich if he has something. What are your thoughts on these tired-looking celebrities like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bon Jovi and Michael Moore making these last-minute hostage video endorsements?
Well, you have Michael Moore, that guy. Well, I want to say something about Michael Moore. I'll say this. He's a fat slob, okay? He is a real-life depiction of, I call her Jabba the Hutt. And I got along very well with a lot of people over there on Tatooine. But Jabba the Hutt's a big guy. And looks a lot like, by the way, Whoopi Goldberg. You know who I'm talking about. I call her. You look at that. You look at that show. Whoopi Goldberg. You look at Whoopi. You look at Joy Behar. You look at people like Chris Christie and Stacey Abrams. I call her, by the way, the Beast of the Southeast. Chris Christie, I call him the Beast of the Northeast. And you look at these people, and I got along very well, by the way, because we're talking about Star Wars, and we could also talk about astronomy. I got along well with Galileo. You may have heard of him, Galileo.
I have.
Galileo. And we were looking through a telescope together. And he said, "Sir, I think I see Uranus." I said, "That's not my anus. It's Chris Christie or Stacey Abrams. We call them the gas giants. You know that? Like Jupiter and Neptune, the gas." And you look at Christie, by the way, and we get along now. We get along well with Tulsi Gabbard. She does the hula. She's from Hawaii, the hula hoop. And Chris Christie tried to hula hoop once. The hoop got stuck. He looked like Saturn. NASA called me one day. They said, "Sir, Saturn is very close to Earth." I said, "That's not Saturn. That's Chris Christie trying to hula hoop." And they said, "Oh, sir, we thought we were going to have a lot of problems."
Rich, we have very limited time with the president. Rich, do you have anything you want to ask him?
Oh, yes.
Great.
Oh, right. Yeah. Apparently I gotta, I'm sorry, I was so much.
He's not going to make it.
He's not
going to. This is, by the way, this is the People's Pundit. We love this guy. Big data poll. And I got to tell you this. Nobody has data bigger than I do. I have the biggest data the world has ever seen. Everybody knows it. Marco Rubio on the debate stage said if he has small head, something else must be small. I told him, we don't have that problem. And you look at that type of problem, there's some people who have that problem. I don't have that problem. Little Rocket Man has that problem. A lot of people over there have that problem. I don't have that problem. But we were in the courtroom, remember, the Stormy case, and we had a court case, and you look at the lead witness, his name was Pecker. Could you believe that? They were doing a case about a guy named Pecker, a porn star. You had a gag order. Things were getting they call it kinky in the courtroom. And it was cold, that? So Pecker was tiny, but I never have that problem. No. You have big data polls, but I have to tell you, Rich, I have the biggest data the world has ever seen. You know what I'm talking about?
I think he does. Yes.
Listen, I think I do, and I believe it. And you know what? I do have a question to ask you, since everybody on Twitter thinks I'm trying to do it for it anyway. Can I get a job when you get elected, or what?
Well, we're looking at nobody does jobs like I do, and we could look at you. You're a highly respected guy, very highly respected. They call you the People's Pundit, and highly, highly respected. And there's a lot of other people named Rich. We refer to them by a different name, but we would never refer to you. And that name, the other name, by the way, that people refer to Rich, that other name, like Dick Cheney, you know who I'm talking about, gets boot edge very excited.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But we love you, Rich. You are a great guy. You really are. You're doing a fantastic job. And there are a lot of people, I know a lot of people, Rich, that are on your feed and they're hitting the refresh button. They're wearing it out. They want to see what you're going to say because you're saying tremendous things and you're doing very well. So maybe we have a job. Maybe we don't have a job, but you're doing one way or the other. You are doing a fantastic job. That much I can tell you.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well,
I think, Mr. President, I'm better served in the private sector. I really appreciate that, though, and all the best to you tomorrow, and good luck.
I'm pulling for you.
By the way, I want to tell you something too. Nobody has a bigger private sector than I have either. Let me just tell you that.
There's a lot. It can grow. It can grow fast. Hey, Rich. I'm pulling for you on that one, Mr. President. We know you don't have that much more time left. You're on the move, so I have one more question. Then I'll turn it over to Rich, see if he has anything else. But this has been a very, very stressful year for American pets: cats, dogs, squirrels, raccoons. What would you say to any family pets out there who are watching this election with great deal of anxiety? Their lives can hang in the balance.
Well, I have to say this about the pets, okay? There are some really bad hombres that came into our country and they ate the pets. We don't want that to happen. We will save your cats. Nobody grabs pussy cats like I do. You know what I'm talking about. A lot of people say, sir, you're not supposed to say that. I said I was. And that's what I was talking about, by the way, with Billy Bush, but it was out of context. We were saving the cats for a very long time.
Absolutely.
But the cats love me, the dogs, we love dogs. Except, remember this guy, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, and he died like a dog. He died like the kind of dog on Christy Nome's ranch. You're not supposed to say that either. But he died like a dog. We put him down, shamelessly, we put him down. But he died, but we love dogs, right? Beethoven got along very well with both the dog and the composer. Told him how to write music. Air Bud, we love Air Bud, great guy. We love the dogs. We love the cats. The most famous cat in the world, you know which cat that is? It's called, I built it with my own two hands, the Sphinx in Egypt. Got along well with those people. King Tut, strong guy. They wanted to name him. You're not going to believe it. Nobody can believe it. Every time I tell the story, nobody can believe it. King Tut, Tutankhamun, his full name, Tutankhamun. And they said, we want to name him King Tut. I said, sir, you don't want to do that. We already have one of those. His name is Eric Swalwell. He ripped one on live TV. Terrible guy. King Tut. I said, no, you want Tut. He's a great guy. Tut. It's a strong name. They said, sir, great idea. King Tut. I helped him build the pyramids. I helped him build the Sphinx. And now we're hearing about there are Haitian people trying to eat the Sphinx. I can't believe it. But we are doing a tremendous job. We're doing a tremendous job. The pets, the cats, the dogs, the raccoons, got along well with Rocky Raccoon. The squirrels, by the way, they're going after them. We love Peanut. We love Fred. These are great people. And tomorrow when you go into the polls, you're not just voting for yourselves. You're not just voting for me. You're voting for your pets. We're going to save the cats. We're going to save the dogs. And we're going to save the squirrels and the raccoons, too, and all of the other pets you have out there. You know, I got along very well. I did very well with Australia. We love Australia. The kangaroos are great. We love the kangaroos, the wallabies. The dingoes are kind of crazy, but we got along well. These are great people. We love our pets. We love our animals. And under a Trump presidency, your animals will be safe. That much I can tell you.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, good luck tomorrow, sir. Rich, anything you want to say before we get off?
I do. I got one more question. I got to take it a little bit more of a serious note here, though. So let's say you win tomorrow, Mr. President. You think they're going to let you get to January 21st? You fear for yourself?
Mr. President?
Sure. I'm here. I'm sorry. That was Russia. They hacked it, okay? We can't have that. They are going to try like hell. Or it could have been China, too. I got along well with China. President Xi, you know what we called him? Winnie the Pooh. You're not allowed to say that. In China, that's banned. But we are going to do so well. If they don't let me in, we're going to have a lot of problems. And it's going to be like the big bad wolf, little pigs, let me in, and they're going to say, not by the hair of my chinny chin chin, but we're going to huff and puff and blow the house down. You know that. We have the greatest time. We have the greatest opportunity tomorrow. They're not going to make it easy, but we are going to win. That much I can tell you. We're going to make America great again because of people. You know, his name is, quite frankly, I say that a lot. He's a great guy. I say, quite frankly, a lot. It's one of my catchphrases. Rich, the people's pundit, great guy. They're going to make it very hard if I win, when I win, to get sworn in January. But we're going to get sworn in. We're going to take over the White House. We're going to make America great again. I can tell you that. It's going to be tremendous. It's going to be, they call it huge, so huge. And it's going to be bigger than the biggest Big Mac the world has ever seen. You know, I love McDonald's. I did very well there. I got along well with Ronald McDonald. He's a great guy. And they named a new meal after me after they gave me Employee of the Year. You know that? They named a new meal. It's called the McWin, and it comes in small, medium, and MAGA size. And we're going to have a MAGA-sized McWin tomorrow.
Well, please, supersize me, please. Thank you so much for the time. I know that you're on the road, and
What an honor.
All the best to you. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Well, thank you, guys. Rich, you're doing well. Quite frankly, you're doing very well. We appreciate you, and God bless.
God bless. There you go. Thank you so much. There you go. Well, Rich, what do you? That was something. That was something else, right, Rich?
What an honor, Frank. What an honor.
A great honor.